Maria is 55. She is not a trader. She is not reading financial news every morning. She is just trying to understand why her money suddenly feels different. One Saturday, she sits at her kitchen table with three papers: a mortgage statement, a retirement statement, and a savings account statement. Her mortgage payment is higher than she expected. Her retirement account keeps bouncing around, and her savings account is still barely paying interest. She thinks the bank is making all the decisions, but behind all of this is something much bigger: the bond market. Now, that sounds technical, but the basic idea is simple. A bond is an IOU. That's really all it is. When governments or companies need money, they borrow it from investors. In exchange, they promise to pay interest and return the money later. If Maria lends her cousin $1,000 and her cousin promises to pay $40 a year for 10 years, that works almost exactly like a bond. The $1,000 is the loan, the $40 is the interest, and the 10 years is the repayment period. Once you see bonds this way, the rest starts making more sense. Because interest rates are basically the price of money. When rates are low, borrowing is cheaper. When rates are high, borrowing costs more. And the bond market heavily influences those rates. Picture two coupons on a table. One pays 3%, the other pays 5%. Most people would choose the 5% coupon. The same thing happens with bonds. If Maria owns an older bond paying 3%, but new bonds now pay 5%, her older bond becomes less attractive, so its value drops. That is why bond prices and interest rates usually move in opposite directions. And this does not stay on Wall Street. It reaches directly into Maria's life. When a bank gives Maria a mortgage, it compares her loan to safer options, like lending to the U.S. government through bonds. The bank thinks, if government bonds pay more now, I need an even higher return to lend money for a mortgage. That is why mortgage rates often rise when bond market rates rise. And even small changes matter. On a $300,000 mortgage, a 1% increase in the interest rate can raise the monthly payment by around $200. That's groceries, utilities, gas. And over many years, it can add up to tens of thousands of dollars. The bond market just showed up in Maria's kitchen budget. Then Maria looks at her retirement account. She always heard bonds were the safer part of investing, and often they are steadier than stocks. But safer does not mean nothing can happen. When rates rise quickly, some bond funds lose value. That surprises many people. A simple way to think about it is this: short-term bonds are like taking a short walk around the block. Long-term bonds are like driving across the country. More can change during a long trip, so long-term bonds react more strongly when rates move. Maria does not need to memorize formulas, but it helps to know whether her retirement account holds short-term, medium-term, or long-term bonds. Now here is the part many people miss. Higher rates are not always bad. If Maria is borrowing money, higher rates hurt. But if she is saving money, higher rates can help. That means she should occasionally compare her regular savings account to other safe options like high-yield savings accounts, CDs, treasury bills, or money market funds. Not because she needs to predict the economy, because she should know what her cash is earning. And Maria also learned something important about reviewing her money. She does not need to panic every time rates move. She just needs a routine. Once a month, she checks her savings balance, confirms her mortgage payment posted correctly, and makes sure retirement contributions are still happening. Once every few months, she compares savings rates and checks what kind of bond funds she owns. Once a year, she does a deeper review of her retirement plan, emergency savings, and mortgage situation. That's enough for most people. By the end of the morning, Maria understands something she never realized before. The bond market is not just for bankers. It quietly affects mortgages, savings accounts, retirement funds, car loans, and even business hiring. She does not need to control interest rates. She just needs to ask better questions. What rate am I paying? What rate am I earning? And how sensitive is my budget if rates change? Because when interest rates move, the price of money changes. And when the price of money changes, everyday life changes with it.
If you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe for more simplified investment content. I really appreciate you being here.